Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and today we're going to take a look at the North America Animal Pack as well as the 1.7 free update. So even if you don't get the DLC, you still get the update. So we'll take a look at what's included with that. But yeah, just like the other Animal Pack, that's literally all it is. We get 7 habitat animals and 1 exhibit animal. So we'll take a look at the animals first, and then we'll jump into the 1.7 update. So up first here is the American alligator, and these guys look super awesome. Look at the details. We already got some babies. Like, yeah, look at that guy. There's like his teeth and everything. The details on these, man, I just feel like they keep getting better and better. Look at like the look at his skin, man. It's so cool. Like you feel like you could actually just like reach out and you can feel like the roughness and like all the bumps and everything. But this guy's sleeping, taking a little snooze. Got some claws. Look at those claws, man. Oh, kid's coming over. He's all excited. But yeah, these guys are awesome. And they obviously make use of the deep swimming mechanic, which I actually didn't give them super deep water, but they can do that. Those guys are super cool. And then over here, we've got the really adorable Arctic fox. And I always wonder, like, I wonder if these guys at one point were considered for the Arctic pack, or if they had to like set them aside because they just, I don't know, couldn't fit them. But these guys are super cute. Look at them. He stuck his little tongue out at us. But yeah, they're super adorable. Also, they're very, very playful. As you can see. Aw, they're so playful. Yeah, these the Arctic fox, they're just they're super fun and cute. I gave them some snow. They also have some new enrichment items. We have this little guy here, the Skittle feeder. The little tiny feeder for these guys. They're also very noisy. I feel like it's always the smallest animals that are always the noisiest. It's so funny. They can also use the little tennis ball enrichment item that came with the last DLC. But yeah. Arctic foxes, they're so fun. And then moving on over here, we have the black-tailed prairie dog, and as you can see, they have made lots of little burrows. They do like to burrow in. Yeah, look at the little guy taking a drink of water. There's also a new enrichment feeder for them as well, which is the watermelon. And I like how, oh, you just took it away. But I like how it looks like they kind of are eating like little random bits of it. Oh, maybe we can watch them eat it here. Oh yeah, they're gonna come running. I would come running too. I love watermelon. Oh, look at the way they sit. It's so cute. Look at the little baby. Oh my god, the little baby prairie dogs. Oh my god. They're so tiny and cute. It's ridiculous. Look at them. But yeah, so that's super fun. I want to see it go back to the kind of half-eaten state. Taking a long time to get there. But yeah, as you can see, they do love to burrow. They make lots of little burrow holes. So yeah, these guys, man, just super, super fun. And then over here we have the North American beaver. These guys are a lot of fun too. Also, the animal model on these just, I mean, at this point, do we expect anything less than just like, they just look, all the animals always look so, so good. There's a new underwater feeder. So this is the plant feeder. So here you go. It's the underwater plant feeder. I tried to set up their habitat to kind of make like a little dam. If you've been with my channel since Wildlife World, this little dam here is something I made. It's actually up on the workshop. the link to my workshop is in the description below. But I actually created this way back when as a way to kind of conceal the edge of the map, like if you have a river. And I was like, okay, it actually works out pretty well here for the beavers. But here's a guy swimming, like with his like his little arms like tucked under as he swims around, because I imagine they mostly use their tail for swimming to kind of propel them along. But oh yeah, look at him, he's enjoying it. He's enjoying it. Yeah, it's so fun to watch. All of the animals that can swim, that have the deep swimming mechanic like this, it's just so fun to watch all of them. I'd love to see them eat. It's actually the one thing I haven't seen. They do have an enrichment item as well over here. Yeah, they can actually will climb up here, and one already did it, but there's this tree right here actually is connected, and they'll come in and they'll chew it and the tree will fall. Yeah, I was really excited for these guys, the California sea lion, because if you've ever been to San Francisco, there's a part there on the shore, it's called Pier 39, and they have all of these docks, very similar to like what we have in Planet Zoo. And the sea lions, they all like congregate on that dock, and they're super noisy and super stinky, but they're so much fun to watch because this is really what they do in real life. So it's super cool to see them added to the game. And then of course, watching them swim. I was hoping this guy would want to go underwater. That's always the most fun. He's kind of skimming the surface. But yeah, the movement's really good, especially like when they're on land or on like a dock like that. It's very realistic the way they kind of move around, because they kind of just have to like flop their whole bodies. They kind of do the worm, you know? That's kind of how they move a little bit. Yeah, the sea lions are a lot of fun. So super glad to see them. And then over here we have the cougars. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're all sleeping over here. We got some babies already. Oh, look at the babies. I love the spots. Look at them. So adorable. Meanwhile, mom and dad are sleeping while the kids are running around causing trouble. Yeah, the cougars are super fun. Oh yeah, you can play with the sprinkler. Oh. They're like, Mom, Dad, I want to play. Wake up. You're always sleeping. Yeah, again, the animal models they're just so good. I was hoping, of course they're sleeping. It's just like real life. When you go to the zoo, the animals are always sleeping, you know? And then here we have the majestic moose. And these guys are super cool. Just gigantic and just, yeah, really majestic. We do have a male somewhere around here. Here he is, so you can see his giant antlers. Look at him. Like, oh, so good. It is so good. Like, right? It's majestic. Like, that's the best way I can think to describe them. And they're like little moose calls and everything. Look at those antlers. They're huge. I don't know if you've ever seen a moose in real life. I mean, these guys are like 10 feet tall. It's just, I don't think they're quite 10 feet tall, but they're really tall. I mean, they're literally like, I mean, look at the person. Look how much taller they were. How much taller this guy is than the staff. Just walked in. Yeah, these are definitely, I bet, will be a favorite in the community because they look so good. Oh, it's running. Oh, he's running. It's dinner time.
Num num.
Num num. And then last but definitely not least is the American Bullfrog. Here we've got We got a big boy here just kind of floating around. Look at him. Oh, so good. And these guys are pretty big too. Like some of the other frogs that we have in the game are kind of like smaller frogs, but these guys are they're pretty big. I don't know if you've ever seen a bullfrog in real life, but they're pretty large. We have 2 in here. I did put 2 in here. I don't know where the other one is. Sometimes they like to hang out outside the water, but hello, bullfrog. Oh, there you are. Hiding in the log. There you go. Hello, Mr. Bullfrog. Or Mrs. I don't know which one you are. But yeah, so there's all of the animals in the North America animal pack. Like I said, because it is an animal pack, there are no building pieces, but we do have some new signs. So we've got some signs here for the animals, and I will say the art style on these is quite a bit different than animal signs we've gotten previously. I would say they're a lot more like whimsical and cartoonish, especially like the moose. He's like, what? What's happening? What was that noise? And then to go with the 1.7 update, we finally got curbs and barriers. And if you're familiar with Planet Coaster, you already know all about these. So like this right here is a barrier. And then this here is a curb. There's 3 sizes of each, a small, medium, and large. And what they do is they prevent guests from walking through them. So you can now control the flow of the guests and where they walk. So you can see here I kind of staggered them so the guests kind of have to kind of walk around each of them like that. The curbs work slightly different than the barriers. The barriers, the guests will just simply not walk through them. The curbs, the guests will go around them if they can. However, if they have no other route to where they're going, they will ignore the curbs. So something kind of to keep in mind. But one of the things that makes it really cool is if you want to make like a nice big plaza and you don't want to try and fuss with pathing and making that look really nice, I just threw this together really simple here. You can see this is just one big path here. I can move that out of the way. So it's just one big, I used the grid option there. And as you can see, the guests are walking around the fountain. That's because I have some curbs down here underneath. And they do work if you sink them like just below the ground level, so you can hide them if you want to. And so yeah, you know, if you want to put a lot of scenery pieces and whatnot, and like I said, just not worry about making sure the path, like, because the paths can be super fussy, we all know that, and this just makes it so much better. Been asking for it. Planet Zoo is almost 2 years old at this point, and we've been asking it pretty much since it came out. The other thing we have is we have stadium seating now, which is really, really cool. And oh, I forgot to put the animal talks down, so let's do that. And this is pretty sweet because what this does is your guests can actually come up here and they will sit now. So if you have an animal talks, say we'll assign it the moose, right? And then you have this new option here. It says link seating. So you click that, and then it highlights any of the stadium seats that you have. You just click on it and click link or unlink. And there you go. Now I don't have this set up in a way that is actually usable. I also don't have an educator. But if we jump into Aurora Zoo, we can actually see how this works. So here we are in Aurora Zoo, if you guys remember this. So we are in our gray seal habitat. But here you can see the new stadium seating being used, and I fancied it up by using some of the temple block pieces. If you guys remember, I actually made a faux stadium seating here before this update was ever announced. This is months old. So all I did was take this stadium seating, and then I just kind of adjusted it to make it look like, you know, to hide the actual piece itself, and it looks really cool, and you can see. So now instead of the guests standing around the educator, they sit there and watch, and I think that's just so fun. I'm super happy that they added that. It really adds to the whole, I guess, immersion, and makes it feel more like kind of like just a real zoo, you know? So very, very cool. I'm glad that they added that stadium seating there. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, so here we are back here, and now, so there's the stadium seating. If you want to say we have some new building pieces, there are some new railings. So we've got this flat piece or straight piece, which I would assume is just meant to go like maybe on the back, keep people from falling off. And then we have this nice angled piece here, which is meant to go on the stairs there because it's a perfect angle. So like right there. So yeah, we do have those. We also have these signs over here, which they don't have any functionality, but if you wanted to create your own like little do not enter kind of sign using the curves of the barriers, you can add those just for a little extra bit of detail. There's also some new animals that have the deep swimming mechanic. That's the jaguars, Bengal tigers, and Siberian tigers. There's also a new random rotation checkbox. So this will be especially helpful for like trees and rocks. You can see down here, rotates objects a random amount between object placements. So like we have our palm trees here, place one, and you can see it's already rotated. Each time you place it, it rotates it automatically just a little bit. So definitely super helpful, because, you know, especially if you do really detailed and try to make things look as like kind of natural as possible, you'd always have to go in and be like, all right, so I'm gonna slightly rotate that guy, come over here, slightly rotate him this direction. So now you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. You have that fancy new random rotation option. In the Zoopedia, there's a great new selector here. So, you know, you're going in, you're wondering, how much space do I need for the aardvark? And you're like, okay, well, what if I have 5 aardvarks? Well, you can move that up to 5, and it adjusts this. And if they had, you know, any of these requirements, it would adjust those as well. So super helpful if you know how many animals you want to start off with, you know, just how much space, climbing space, water, and deep water they'll need. So super helpful. There's also new filters over here for biomes, which has definitely been something that I know the community has been asking for. So I'm super happy we got that. And then one of the probably coolest features in the 1.7 free update is the new height map tool. And I actually have a tutorial on how to use that. I'll link that at the top. So if you're curious about how to do that. But the neat thing about that is it literally lets you import your own custom maps. So here you go. I imported my 8-Bit Josh logo. And obviously this may not be super realistic terrain that you'd want to use, but it just shows you how well the new tool works. Like I said, I have a tutorial that you can watch if you're curious about how to do this yourself. It's really simple, and I walk you through all the steps on how to do it. Besides the custom mapping tool, you can now, instead of just starting with a plain flat map like we have been doing, ever since Planet Coaster, really. We now have a new terrain type option. And what this does, so you can select your different terrain types. You have flat, which is just the standard that we all know. You have sculpted, which will give you a fun new sculpted terrain. So if we do create zoo, and then voila, we have no longer have to just have a flat map. And hold on, why are you raining? Stop raining. Needs to be sunny. But there's different options per biome. One of the coolest ones is the Desert Oceania map. Go Desert Oceania, do sculpted. So you just have this big giant mountain kind of just right in the middle of the map. Very, very cool. I'm super happy they added this because it's not always the most fun just starting off with a big flat map. I think it can be even experienced players, I think, feel intimidated, or not intimidated, but it feels like kind of daunting right at the beginning when you're starting a zoo. So I think having these options will definitely help with that. They also included 4 example height maps that you can check out if you want. I believe this one is the Planet Zoo logo that they showed. Yeah, so there you go. There's the Planet Zoo logo. Maybe not as cool as the 8-Bit Josh logo. But yeah, so it just shows you, honestly, like I said, how well the tool works. So there you are, everybody. There are all of the new animals in the North America Animal Pack DLC, as well as what you can expect in the 1.7 free update, I might add. So like I said, even if you don't get the DLC, you'll still get the stadium seating, you'll still get the height map tool. So very, very cool stuff. Let me know in the comments what you are excited for, which animal in this pack is your favorite, and as always, be sure to leave your comment suggestions and feedback down below. I'm 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.